Hi everybody, welcome back to the program. A few announcements that we want to get out there to you. Last week, if you remember, we had Bobby Arsenault on. Bobby is the head of the girls program here in Terrebonne Parish, and we got some scores from him earlier today involving the All-Stars from Terrebonne Parish in softball action. This is the girls Babe Ruth State Tournament, which is happening in Luling, actually right under the bridge over there, the Mississippi River Bridge in Luling. The 12-year-old girls, the 12 and under All-Stars from Terrebonne Parish, got a big win today against Denham Springs. They win that 12-2. The 10 and under girls unfortunately lost to Morgan City in their first game of the state tournament, and the 8-year-old girls lose to Westside. So the 12s win, 10s and 8s lose, but hopefully they can come back through the losers bracket and maybe make something happen along the way. Next Saturday, July 9th, you want to mark this down, folks, 6 o'clock in the afternoon over at John L. Guidry will be the Air It Out session where the Manning brothers throw the football to some of the better receivers from around the country. This is just an exhibition. They do it every year during the Manning Passing Academy, which, by the way, starts this week also. Tickets are $5 per person to go to this. It is well spent money. That money goes to the Nicholls State Athletic Department. So it's the only revenue-making thing actually for the Nicholls State Athletic Department. Last year, you saw quarterbacks like Andrew Luck, who I think is going to be back this year. Greg McElroy from Alabama, he was drafted. Of course, Christian Ponda was drafted by the Vikings real early. He threw the ball in the Air It Out session. Jordan Jefferson threw it last year, and again, he's coming back for his senior year, so there's a good chance we see Jordan Jefferson. Taylor Potts from Texas Tech, who was a phenomenal quarterback. Matt Sims, I think we're going to see again from Tennessee, although he was demoted as a starting quarterback of Tennessee this past year. Again, that's the Air It Out session where the best collegiate and some NFL quarterbacks throw the football to receivers from all over the country. They run routes, and it's amazing just to see the arm strength of a lot of these guys. 6 o'clock next Saturday night at John L. Guidry Stadium. Again, $5, and that $5 goes to the Nicholls State Athletic Department. And just on a programming note, next Friday night we have a very special Friday night sports because it is going to come from the Manning Passing Academy, and Martin's going to host it. Martin Folse will host it along with having as his sidekick on that, Mike Detillier. Mike usually does the show with me on that night, and he will be helping out Martin. Actually, I'm on vacation, and although I'm excited about going on vacation, I'm sorry that it is during the Manning Passing Academy because we always have a terrific time out there. So we'll have lots of interviews with some of the best quarterbacks and wide receivers from around the country. Again, that'll be next Friday night on Friday Night Sports. South Central Swim Association has their big championship, and it happens to be on the same day, which is July 9th next Saturday. It will take place at the Larose Regional Park, and opening ceremonies are at 8 in the morning, so they'll get to swimming probably by about 8:20 that day. Remember, this involves about 1,500 kids from our area, that being the area of Terrebonne Parish, Lafourche Parish, and St. Mary Parish. There are teams from the southern part of Terrebonne, the Bayou Black area, the Bayou Country Club, which is the Thibodaux area, the Cutoff area, the Larose area, the Lockport area, the Tri-Cities area of St. Mary Parish, which would be Morgan City, Berwick, and Patterson, and the YMCA team from right here in the middle of Houma, that's the ORCA team. They will all be participating, and again, it's a lot of kids, and they do a great job. So they all culminate for their big championship again next week at the Larose Regional Park Swimming Pool. That is July 9th. And one story I want to pass on, I mentioned this last night on the Bayou Time Sports, but I do want to say it again. Got this from Carolyn Guidry. Carolyn and Tab actually head up this particular league, but they had this newsworthy story that they sent out to all the media, and I want to pass it on to you. On May 21st at the Bayou Country Club, that's the Thibodaux team, and the Bayou Stingrays, that's the South Terrebonne team dual meet, one of the Bayou Country Club 12U boys completed a race, and before getting out of the pool, he went into a seizure and stopped breathing. He was pulled out of the pool by the parents who were the timers at the end of the race, and he got medical attention. There were also WSI certified folks there, so they began CPR to revive the swimmer. She mentions that this was a terrific effort by all. Acadian ambulance was then called. They brought him to the hospital where he spent the night for observation. The swimmer went to and I got this wrong last night, but I'm gonna come as close as I can, an electrophysis who placed him on a medication for an abnormal heartbeat. He then had surgery and had a defibrillator put in. So kudos to all of those people at that pool who knew exactly what to do when this occurred. You know, we always hear of athletes that passed away from this condition. As a matter of fact, it's happened a lot on basketball, on the basketball court. He was very lucky for the quick response that he received poolside. Special thanks goes out to Derek Soule, who is one of the coaches for the Bayou Stingrays. He is also an EMT, and he had his EMT bag with him, and he worked on this young man, and things are now good. This is something that is very tragic. There was a young man in the northwestern part of our country, northeastern part of the country, who died on the basketball court, a high school kid, and they tried to do as much medical attention as they could and couldn't save him. So it was nice that these guys were there and they really came to the rescue of this young man. Got to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we got cameras out at the big D-line camp. That is one of the best camps in the nation for offensive and defensive linemen. We'll talk to some guys who were there, the experts, and they'll let you know how it went. We'll do that after this break.